Before you scroll away, before you slide into the next distraction, before another worry steals your focus, listen to me carefully, because there is something I need you to understand today. Something your heart has been trying to tell you for so long. Something your soul whispers beneath all the noise. You are carrying weight never meant for your shoulders. You've been trying to hold together things that were never your responsibility to keep from falling apart. You have exhausted yourself trying to be the foundation of your own life. And that is exactly why you are so tired. Not because you are weak, or lack faith, or have failed. You are weary because you have been standing where only I was ever meant to stand. I see you. I see the thoughts you hide from everyone. I see the fears waking you in the deep night, the worries you drag into every single morning. I see the silent battles inside your mind. You smile for everyone else. You lift them up. You keep them strong. Yet deep inside, you wonder who will strengthen you. There are moments when you feel like absolutely everything depends on your shoulders alone, as if one mistake could shatter everything. As if one slip could undo years of labor. As if a single storm could bring your whole life crashing down. But listen to me. I never created that heavy pressure. I never asked you to save your family, nor did I expect you to be the source of your own peace. I never asked you to solve every problem around you. I never asked you to carry the weight of tomorrow. I only asked you to walk with me. Those are different paths. Many of my children confuse responsibility with control. They believe being responsible means having to control every little detail. They believe maturity means worrying about everything, that strength means never needing help. But that lie has stolen away their peace. My child, strength is not carrying everything alone. Strength is knowing where to lay the burden down. Think of someone carrying a heavy stone for miles. They look strong, but a wiser soul finds a place to lay it down. Tell me, which one truly understands strength? Some of you have been carrying heavy stones for years. The stone of fear, the stone of guilt, of disappointment, and of bitter regret. You carry the stone of money struggles, of family burdens, and of unanswered prayers. Every day you add another, then wonder why your soul feels completely drained. You were never designed to live like this. Look at the birds I created. They do not lie awake all night worrying about tomorrow's food. Look at the wildflowers I placed in the fields. They do not panic about how they will grow. Yet I care for them, sustain them, and provide for them. And you are worth so much more than birds, more than flowers, more than anything else I made. So why do you believe I would ever forget you? Why do you believe I will abandon you? Why do you think you have to solve everything yourself? I've watched you trying so hard. I've watched you calculate every single outcome. I've watched you prepare for disasters that never came and replay old conversations in your mind. I've watched you imagine the absolute worst. And while you were doing all of that, I stayed right where I have always been. Right beside you. I was holding what you could not see, guarding what you did not know was safe, and carving a path where you could see no way forward. You think miracles only happen when seas part, mountains move, or impossible doors open. But often, my greatest miracles are the disasters that never reach your doorstep. The danger you never knew existed, the sickness that never came, the accident that never happened. I shield you from the wrong path you never took, the connection that broke before it could destroy you, and the closed door that would have broken you. I've been working for you in ways you cannot measure, count, or even understand. That is why faith is not about seeing everything clearly. Faith is trusting the one who sees all. Right now, many are building their lives on foundations that cannot hold them, basing their identity on wealth. Others build it on relationships, or popularity, or career success. Some build it on their health, others on the fleeting approval of people. But all of those things can change overnight. Wealth can vanish, people can leave, careers can end, health can fade. Opinions shift. But I never change. I remain. I endure. I stand. I was faithful before your storm arrived, and I will be faithful long after it passes. The world changes. People change, but I do not. That is why I invite you to stand on me, not because I need your trust, but because you need my stability. You need a foundation that does not crack under pressure, a peace that survives the hardest seasons, something far deeper than your temporary circumstances. And that deeper foundation is me. Today, I want you to stop measuring your future by your current struggles. Stop looking at your limits and assuming they are mine. Stop looking at closed doors and assuming the story is finished. Stop looking at delays and assuming I have forgotten you. The story is not over. The chapter is not finished. The answer has not fully arrived. But I'm already working behind the scenes. Even now, even here, in the place that feels impossible, I am working. If this speaks directly to your heart today, write, "I trust you, Lord," in the comments. Let that simple declaration be your first step toward real peace. If these words have encouraged you, take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone who needs hope today. If you feel blessed and wish to help this ministry continue reaching hearts across the globe, you can support us through the link below. Remember this before you leave. You do not have to be the foundation of your life. You only need to stand on the one who already is. Come closer for a moment. Quiet your mind. Set down your worries for these next few minutes. Listen closely, because what I'm about to tell you will change how you carry your life. Many of you have been searching for peace in places where it was never meant to live. You look for it in the approval of others, or in financial security. You look for it in perfect circumstances and chase it in future achievements. I have watched you search for ease, chasing a future where everything is finally simple. But that endless pursuit has only left your heart deeply weary. I hear you whisper, "Once this struggle ends, I will find peace. Once my money grows, I will rest. Once my family heals, I will breathe again. Once my body heals, I will stop fearing. Once I reach my destination, I will be happy." But I want you to see what truly happens. The moment one trouble fades, another takes its place. You conquer one mountain, only to see another rise. One prayer is answered, and a new need instantly appears. This is why so many of my children chase peace their whole lives without finding it. They search for tranquility in temporary things, but peace was never meant to rise from the world. True stillness comes from me alone. If your quiet heart relies on everything going perfectly, it will remain fragile. For life on this earth will never be without blemish. Sudden calls will come. Delays will happen. Disappointment will touch your days. You will face seasons that make no sense. Questions will linger without answers. Storms will surely crash against you. But even in the tempest, I do not shift. The ocean may surge, winds may roar, rains may pour. But the deep rock beneath the waves stands unshaken, and I am that solid foundation. Yet so many of you wake up and instantly gather your heavy burdens. Before you even step out of bed, your mind is already racing. You fret over bills. You stress over deadlines. You worry about your relationships and your endless responsibilities. You rehearse every disaster that might happen, starting your day already weary. I never wanted your morning light to break with fear. I designed them to begin with deep trust. I wanted you to step forth knowing you never walk into the world alone. You walk with me. Imagine how your whole life would transform if you truly believed this. Not just when you pray, but through every single second of your day. What if you remembered that I sit with you in difficult meetings? What if you knew I am right there during painful conversations? What if you remembered my presence when sudden troubles strike? What if you held on to me when tears overflow and cloud your vision? Would you still carry such heavy dread? Would you panic so fast? Would you still live as if you must fix everything yourself? Anxiety swells when you stare only at the threat, forgetting the one standing right beside you. Peter walked upon the waves while his gaze was locked on me, yet when he looked at the storm, terror drowned him. But remember, the storm had been raging all along. The waves had already been crashing. The wind had been howling the whole time. Only his focus shifted. It is no different for you. The trials you face today are very real. I do not ask you to pretend they are not there. I ask you to remember they are not greater than I am. Your financial worries are not bigger than me. Your family hardships are not bigger than me. Your failing health is not bigger than me. Your silent, unanswered prayers are not bigger than I am. Your unknown future is not bigger than me. The crisis looks massive to you, but I see the grand design. I see the past, and I see this moment. I see what lies ahead. Nothing shocks me. Nothing finds me unready. Absolutely nothing escapes my watchful gaze. Even your deepest fears have already crossed before my eyes. I know how every chapter ends. I know the victor of every battle. I know the holy purpose within each season. Still, I know it does not always feel sweet. Growth is painful, and changing your heart is hard. Waiting hurts. But never mistake your discomfort for my absence. Just because you cannot see my hand does not mean I have stopped moving. A seed buried in dark soil may think its world is empty. Yet deep in the quiet earth, life is awakening. Roots are reaching down. Power is building. Secrets are being prepared. The seed is blind to it, yet it grows. Many of you dwell in that dark ground today. You see no progress, no breakthrough, and no answers. Yet beneath it all, I am active. I am orchestrating what you could never align. I am unlocking doors you cannot budge. I am preparing paths you cannot pave. I am building a strength in you that only this dark season can forge. One day you will look back and see that the long delay was my preparation. The heavy silence was actually my shielding hand. The rejection you felt was my redirection. The loss was my rescue. You will finally see I was faithful, even when my ways were hidden. So until that day, keep walking, trusting, praying, and believing. Do it not because the world is clear, but because I am faithful, even when all else fails. Today, I ask you to place just one heavy burden into my hands. Only one. You do not have to solve your entire life today. You do not have to carry or understand it all right now. Simply hand that single weight over to me. And finally, let yourself breathe. Let yourself rest. Let yourself trust. For the weight you surrender to me is infinitely lighter than the one you desperately try to hold. And my peace is far stronger than any fleeting comfort this world offers. If my voice speaks to you now, write, "My peace is in God," below. Speak these words, not because you feel them fully, but because you choose faith. Remember, the storm may rage around you, but it has no permission to live within you. For I am with you, now and forever. Listen closely to me. There is a quiet shift in your heart that most of the world never notices. You have grown so used to carrying these crushing weights that you no longer realize how deeply exhausted you have become. Your pressure feels familiar. Your stress feels normal. Your anxiety has become a daily routine, and worry is now the rhythm of your life. And because it has stayed so long, you believe it belongs. But it does not. That heavy load was never meant to dwell forever in your soul. I watch your mind race far ahead. I hear the conversations you practice before they happen. I see you trying to control every outcome. I see you fighting troubles that have not even arrived. I watch you on those long nights when your body is weary, but your thoughts refuse to sleep. I see you wake up carrying yesterday's heavy worries before the dawn even breaks. Let me ask you this. How much of that weight did I actually ask you to bear? Not what the world piled on you. Not what fear demanded you drag along. Not what guilt forced on your shoulders. How much have I truly asked you to carry? The answer is simpler than you think. So many of my children confuse caring with owning. You think because you love something, you must control it. Because you love someone, you try to fix them. When you see a problem, you try to solve it. When you face uncertainty, you try to crush it. But that is not how trust works. Trust only begins where control finally ends. My child, there are things in your life that belong in my hands, not yours. I never made you to carry tomorrow. I made you to walk through today. You were never meant to control every single outcome. I designed you to trust me, the one who sees the end from the beginning. You do not need to know everything. You only need to know me. See how fear lies to you, whispering that everything depends on you. Fear whispers that if you stop worrying, disaster will strike. It whispers that if you dare to rest, everything will crumble. Fear whispers that letting go means total ruin. But fear is a liar. Your worry has never once protected you. Anxiety has never added a single second to your life. Fear has never solved a struggle before it happened. Yet so many still worship worry as if it were their savior. All the while I stand here offering peace. I stand beside you offering rest. I stand beside you offering strength. Yet you keep choosing the heavyweight instead of me, the one who carries it all. Today, open your eyes. Carrying a burden is not proof of responsibility. Sometimes that heavy weight is just proof that you have picked up what belongs to me. Picture a small child trying to carry a heavy table across the room. They strain, they struggle, they grow so frustrated. Not because they are weak, but because that load was never meant for their small hands to carry. As your loving father, I do not stand back and judge. I step forward and lift what you cannot carry. That is what I have been trying to do for you, but you squeeze that burden so tightly that you do not let me take it from you. You cling to what I am reaching out to hold. You go on carrying what I long to lift. You keep wrestling with what I have offered to solve, and then you wonder why you are so utterly exhausted. My invitation has always been open. It is open to you right now. Give it to me. Not tomorrow, not when you feel strong, and not when you finally understand. Hand me your fear. Hand me the uncertainty. Give me the pressure, and lay down your disappointment. Give me the memories you keep replaying in your mind. Give me the heavy words you cannot stop thinking about. Give me the future you try so hard to control. Give me the weight. You might ask me, how do I let go? You do it one thought at a time. Every single time fear knocks, bring it to me. Every time anxiety surges, hand it to me. Every time worry sneaks back, bring it to me again. Trust is rarely a single dramatic moment. It is a daily choice, an hourly choice, a moment-by-moment release. You choose me again and again and again. That is how your faith grows, not by being perfect, but through beautiful repetition. The world whispers that peace only comes when your problems are solved. But my peace works differently. My peace is alive before the answer ever arrives. My peace breathes while the storm is still howling around you. My peace stands strong while you are still waiting, because my peace never depends on your circumstances. It rests on my presence, and I have never left your side. I know some of you listening right now feel completely crushed. You are carrying heavy worries about your family. You are carrying stress about money. You are carrying deep fears about your future. You've been carrying heavy worries about your health and aching for the people you love. Some days the weight simply feels like too much to bear. Hear me clearly. You do not have to walk this alone anymore. I never wanted you to. I know what you need before you even ask. I feel where it hurts before you say a word. I know what terrifies you before you confess it. I know every page of your story. Nothing is hidden from my eyes. I forget nothing. Nothing is beyond my reach. The same hands that shaped the stars hold your tomorrow. The same voice that commanded light into existence speaks hope over your soul. The same power that heals the broken and rescues the lost is still moving today. Do not underestimate what I can do with the situation you have almost given up on. Do not assume your story is over just because you cannot see the next chapter. Do not believe nothing is happening simply because you see no movement yet. I am working deep beneath the surface. I am moving in ways you cannot yet recognize. I am building beautiful things you cannot see. One day soon, you will understand why I asked you to trust me. You will see how many times I shielded you. You will see how many times I guided your steps. You will realize how many times I carried you when you thought you were walking all alone. Until then, keep leaning your heavy weight on me. Not because your path is easy, but because I am faithful. Not because you have the answers, but because I am the only answer left when everything else fails. If my words are touching your soul today, write, I give it to God in the comments below. Let that be your declaration, your reminder, and your choice. Because the weight you hand to me becomes infinitely lighter than the burden you cling to alone. Remember this truth before you go. You do not need to be strong enough for everything. You only need to stay close to me, the one who is. Come closer and listen, for you are standing in an unfamiliar season. A season where things that once felt solid now feel broken. A season where everything you counted on has started to shift beneath you. A season where the very ground beneath your feet feels shaky. And because of that, fear has been whispering in your ear. Fear tells you everything is crumbling. It says you are losing control, your future is dark, and you are all alone. But I need you to hear my voice above the noise today. Just because your world is shaking does not mean it is being destroyed. Sometimes things shake because I am exposing what was never meant to hold your trust. Think of the foundations people build on. Some build on money, some build on status, some build on relationships, some build on looks, some build on success, some build on comfort. And while those things serve a purpose, they were never meant to anchor your soul. A foundation must be strong enough to outlast the storm. It must run deep enough to survive the pressure. A foundation must be steady enough to hold the weight of your life. That foundation has always been me. Yet many of my children never realize this until everything begins to shake. When jobs shift, when relationships fracture, when health fails, when opportunities vanish and plans fall apart, suddenly they discover they were standing on something far smaller than they realized. My child, this is not your punishment. This is my invitation. An invitation to discover what cannot be shaken. The world has taught so many to trust only what they can see. Trust the numbers. Trust the results. Trust the circumstances. Trust the illusion of stability. But faith works differently. Faith sees beyond what is visible. Faith knows that seen things change. They age, they break, and they end. But I do not. I remain the same yesterday, today, and forever. The security you find in me is never temporary. It does not depend on the economy. It does not depend on politics. It does not depend on people. It does not depend on circumstances or luck. It depends entirely on me. And I have never failed. Some of you listening right now are exhausted because you keep trying to secure every outcome. You're trying to prepare for every single problem. You are trying to prevent every disappointment, control every variable, and guarantee your own success. This endless effort is wearing you down. You were never designed to carry that heavy weight. Only I see every path. Only I see every tomorrow. Only I see every consequence before it happens. You cannot carry what only I was meant to hold. That is why your shoulders feel so heavy. That is why your mind is so crowded. That is why your heart is restless. You have been carrying burdens that belong to me. Today, I am asking you to lay them down, not because they do not matter, but because I care about them even more than you do. I care about your future. I care about your family. I care about your health. I care about your dreams. I care about your finances. I care about your purpose. I care about every detail of your life. Nothing is too small for my attention. Nothing is too complicated for my wisdom. Nothing is too shattered for my power. Sometimes you think I only care about the major crises and dramatic events, but I care about your quiet worries too. The concern you never told a soul. The fear hidden behind your smile. The question you keep asking in private. The tears that nobody saw. The disappointment you buried deep. I see all of it, and I have not turned away. So many believe they must become stronger before they come to me. They think they need more faith, more confidence, more courage, more certainty. But that is not how this works. You do not come to me because you are strong. You come to me because I am. You do not come because you have the answers. You come because I do. You do not come because you have everything together. You come because I can hold together what you cannot. That is why I invite the weary. That is why I welcome the burdened. That is why I draw near to the broken-hearted. Because those who need me are closest to finding my strength. Perhaps that is where you are today. Perhaps something has shaken your confidence. Perhaps something has challenged your plans. Perhaps something has left you uncertain. If so, do not panic. Do not assume your story is ending. Do not assume this shaking means defeat. Sometimes shaking reveals where your true foundation is. Sometimes it removes what was never meant to stay. Sometimes it clears space for something better. And sometimes shaking teaches a soul how to trust. The strongest faith is never built during easy seasons. The deepest faith is built when you choose to trust me while questions remain unanswered. When you choose to trust me while your circumstances remain unclear. When you choose to trust me while the outcome remains unseen. That kind of faith grows deep roots. Deep roots survive storms, and deep roots survive droughts. Deep roots survive difficult seasons. And I am teaching many of you to grow those roots right now. The process may not feel comfortable. Growth rarely does. But it will be worth it, because the peace I am building inside you cannot be stolen by temporary circumstances. The confidence I am building in you cannot be destroyed by temporary setbacks. The trust I am building in you will carry you through seasons you cannot yet see. So stop measuring your life by what is shaking. Instead, measure your life by what remains. And I remain. My promises remain. My love remains. My mercy remains. My faithfulness remains. My presence remains. The storm may change. The season may change. The circumstances may change. But I remain. If my words are strengthening your heart today, type "God is my foundation" in the comments below. Let those words remind you that when everything else shifts, there is still a rock beneath your feet. And remember this before you go. The things around you may shake, but the one holding you never will. Be still for a moment. Let your heart slow down. Let the noise around you fade into the background, because there is something I need you to hear today. Something many of my children struggle to believe when they find themselves in a season of waiting. You are not forgotten. You are not overlooked. You are not abandoned. You are not standing outside of my attention. Even now, as you listen to these words, my eyes are upon you. I know that some of you have been waiting for so long, waiting for answers, waiting for healing, waiting for restoration, waiting for direction, waiting for a breakthrough that seems slower than you expected. And if you were honest, there have been moments when you wondered where I was. Moments when you asked questions you were afraid to speak aloud. Moments when you looked at your situation and cried out, "Father, do you see me?" Yes, I see you. I have always seen you. I saw you before this waiting season began. I see you now, and I will still see you when this season ends. So many believe that waiting means nothing is happening, but waiting is never useless. A farmer plants a seed and waits. Yet deep beneath the dark soil, life is stirring. Roots are spreading. Strength is quietly rising. Growth happens where human eyes cannot see. A farmer does not dig up his seed every day to check on it. He simply trusts the quiet process. So many of my children demand a harvest without the season. They want answers without growth, breakthroughs without preparation, destinations without the journey. But some blessings require preparation. Certain doors demand maturity. Some callings need strength. And some prayers require my perfect timing. I see the entire picture. You only see one chapter. You see today's heavy struggle. I see tomorrow's victory. You see today's confusion. I see the clarity of tomorrow. You see today's delay. I see tomorrow's purpose. Trust me with what you cannot grasp. My child, I am protecting you from dangers you do not even know exist. There are roads I kept you from walking because they would have broken you. There are doors I kept closed because they would have only distracted you. Sometimes I remove opportunities because they would carry you away from what I have prepared. One day, you will finally understand. One day you will look back and trace my fingerprints on your deepest disappointments. You will see how I redirected you. You will see my protection. You will see how I preserved you. You will see how I carried you. But until that day arrives, you must still trust me. Trust does not mean you have no questions. Trust is choosing me anyway. Trust is continuing to walk even when the next step is completely hidden. Trust is believing in my character when life gets confusing. Think of how often I've been faithful to you already. Remember the battles you survived. Remember the seasons you thought would break you. Recall the giant problems that felt impossible. Think of all the prayers I have already answered. Think of the doors I already unlocked. Remember the strength I provided. You did not reach this place alone. I carried you here. I sustained you. I guided you. I held you. And I will not stop now. You are exhausted only because you measure my faithfulness by your own clock. You expected the answer by now. You wanted the breakthrough today. You wanted change immediately. And because it did not happen on your schedule, heavy discouragement has entered your soul. But listen to me closely. A delayed answer does not mean I am absent. A delayed answer is never proof of my rejection. A delay does not mean I have forgotten you. Sometimes, delay is preparation. Sometimes it is protection. And sometimes, it is positioning. Sometimes delay serves a grander story than you can see right now. I never waste your waiting seasons. I use them to deepen your faith. I use them to forge character, to teach dependence, and to show you what truly matters. The strongest souls you admire were shaped in seasons no one ever celebrated. Quiet seasons of obscurity, deep silence, and heavy uncertainty. Seasons where they finally learned to trust me more deeply than ever before. What if this current season is doing the exact same thing for you? What if I am building something much stronger than you realize? What if I am preparing you for something grander than you imagined? What if this chapter is not a setback, but a setup? Do not walk away. Do not stop believing now. You are closer than you realize. The enemy wants you focused on what has not happened, but I want you remembering everything I have already done. The enemy whispers to count your delays. I tell you to count your blessings. The enemy points to uncertainty, but I point to my solid promises. The enemy wants you to feel entirely alone. Remember that I am with you every single day, every step, even right now. Especially right now. So breathe. Let go of the pressure to force my hand. Stop trying to solve everything today. Release the need to grasp every single detail and simply trust me. Trust that I am moving. Trust that I am guiding and preparing you. Trust that I am faithful. Because I am. If my words speak directly to your heart today, type, "I will wait with faith," in the comments. And if you have stayed with me, keep listening until the very end. These truths are not meant to simply comfort you for a brief moment. They are meant to strengthen your steps, deepen your faith, silence your anxiety, and anchor you to a foundation that carries you through every storm. Hold on to this truth today. Waiting never means I am gone. It is proof that I am working where you cannot see. And in my perfect timing, everything I promised will arrive. Come and rest with me. Put down the endless list of things you think you must achieve. Quiet the worries that follow you from the moment you wake until you sleep. Stop trying to figure everything out. Just listen. So many search everywhere for peace, while standing right beside its source. You have looked for it in achievements. You have searched through empty possessions, through unstable relationships, through rigid routines, and through constant, noisy distractions. Yet the rest you crave remains just out of reach. You whisper that if only one more problem would vanish, then you could finally rest. If I answer just one more prayer, you will relax. If one more barrier crumbles, you will finally feel safe. But when one worry leaves, another takes its place. When one challenge ends, another begins. The cycle never stops. My child, you will never find true peace at the end of perfect circumstances. Genuine peace is found only in my presence. So many chase external stability while completely starving their trust in me. They try to organize their whole world while chaos rules within. They fix their outer lives while their hearts remain utterly restless. They fortify their own plans while slowly forgetting their need for me. Yet, real peace never starts on the outside. It begins within. It begins when you truly believe that I am who I say I am. The world promises peace through certainty, but this world offers none. Plans fail, people leave, opportunities fade, seasons shift, circumstances shatter. Everything you can physically touch is entirely temporary. That is why anchoring your soul to passing things breeds constant fear. You fear loss, you fear change, you dread uncertainty, and you worry over tomorrow. But I have called you to something different. I have called you to place your trust in what never changes. I have called you to stand on eternal ground. I have called you to trust me, the one who stays faithful when everything shifts. Look back on your life. There were seasons you thought would destroy you, moments you thought you would never survive, situations that felt impossible, heartbreaks that felt completely unbearable, losses that felt overwhelming. Yet here you are. You are still standing. You are still breathing. You are still moving forward. Not because every situation turned out exactly as you wanted, but because I carried you through. There were days you thought your strength was gone, yet I gave you enough for one more day. There were nights when fear surrounded you, yet I remained beside you. There were moments when answers seemed far away, yet I never abandoned you. And I have not changed. I, who carried you through yesterday, am carrying you today. I, who protected you before, am protecting you now. Do not let fleeting circumstances convince you that my faithfulness has ended. My faithfulness is not measured by a single season. It is woven through your entire story. Sometimes you focus so intensely on what is missing that you overlook what remains. You notice the closed door, but not the doors that stayed open. You notice the delay, but not the protection I hid within it. You notice the loss, but not the strength that survived it. You notice the storm, but not the shelter I provided during it. Today, I want you to begin seeing differently. Not because your problems are imaginary, they are very real. Not because your concerns do not matter, they do. But because your perspective determines how you carry what you face. Someone who believes they are alone carries life differently than someone who knows, I am with them. A person who believes everything depends on them carries life differently than someone who trusts me. Someone who believes the future is random carries life differently than someone who knows I am guiding their steps. Perspective changes everything, and faith gives you a new vision. Faith reminds you that you are not walking alone. Faith reminds you that your story is not finished. Faith reminds you that my promises are greater than your fears. Faith reminds you that what you see today is not the whole picture. There are things I am doing right now that you cannot yet understand. There are prayers I am answering in ways you do not yet recognize. There are blessings moving toward you that you cannot yet see. There are lessons forming within you that will strengthen you for future seasons. Nothing is wasted in my hands. Not your pain, not your tears, not your waiting, not your questions, not even your mistakes. I can use every part of your journey. That does not mean every moment feels good, but it does mean every single moment can have purpose. Trust that purpose. Trust my timing. Trust my heart. Trust my character. You may not understand every step, but you can trust me, the one leading the journey. Today, I want you to stop asking, what if everything goes wrong? And begin asking, what if I remain faithful as I always have? Because that question leads to hope. That question leads to peace. That question leads to trust. And trust leads to rest. There is a rest available to you that does not depend on perfect circumstances. There is a peace available to you that does not depend on complete understanding. There is a confidence available to you that does not depend on visible evidence. That peace comes from me. That rest comes from me. That confidence comes from me. And I am offering it to you right now. If these words are speaking to your heart, type, God is my peace, in the comments below. Let those words become more than a comment. Let them become a declaration over your life. And remember this, before you continue your day. The peace you have been searching for is not waiting somewhere in the future. It is waiting in my presence right now. Choose to stand there. Choose to remain there. Choose to trust there. And you will discover that my peace is stronger than the problems that once stole your rest. Listen carefully. There is something I want to heal inside you today. Something that has been quietly draining your strength. Something that has been stealing your joy without you fully realizing it. You have spent too much time staring at what is gone. Too much time replaying what could have been. Too much time grieving doors that closed. Too much time measuring your life by what you no longer possess. And because your eyes have remained fixed on the loss, you have struggled to see what remains. I understand your pain. I understand the disappointment. I understand the heartbreak. I understand the questions. I understand the confusion. I understand the moments when you looked at your life and wondered why certain things happened the way they did. I was there. I saw every tear. I heard every prayer. I felt every ache inside your heart. Nothing escaped my notice. But today, I want you to look up. Not because your loss was insignificant. Not because your grief was unnecessary. Not because your wounds were imaginary, but because there is more to your story than what left. Many of my children have become experts at counting what is missing. They count opportunities that disappeared. They count relationships that ended. They count dreams that were delayed. They count mistakes they wish they could undo. They count the years they believe they wasted. And while they are counting losses, they overlook blessings. They overlook the strength they gained. They overlook the wisdom they learned. They overlook the growth that occurred. They overlook the ways I carried them through. My child, what left your life is not the entire story. What remains matters too. Look at yourself. You survived things that once seemed impossible. You endured seasons that should have broken you. You faced battles you never imagined facing. And yet here you are. Not perfect, not finished, not without scars, but still standing. That matters. Do not underestimate what it means that you are still here. There were moments when you wanted to quit, moments when you wanted to give up, moments when you felt completely overwhelmed. Yet somehow you kept moving. Somehow you kept breathing. Somehow you kept taking another step. Do you know why? Because I was sustaining you. Even when you did not recognize it, even when you did not feel it, even when you questioned it, I was there. There are people listening today who are carrying regret. You keep revisiting old decisions. You keep replaying old mistakes. You keep imagining different outcomes. You keep wondering how life would look if you chose differently. But listen to me. You cannot build a future while living inside yesterday. The past holds lessons, but it was never meant to be your home. Learn from it. Grow from it. But do not live there. I'm not calling you backward. I'm calling you forward. There are still blessings and opportunities ahead. There are still moments of joy ahead. There are still answers ahead. There are still victories ahead. Your story is not over. And because your story is not over, hope still belongs in your life. Many think hope is just a feeling. It is deeper. Hope is confidence in my faithfulness. Hope is believing that I am still working. Hope is trusting that my plans remain intact. Hope is remembering I make beauty from brokenness. Look at history. Again and again, I have taken what seemed ruined and brought life from it. I brought streams into dry deserts. I brought freedom to captives. I brought restoration to the broken. I brought purpose to the forgotten. I brought hope to those who thought hope was gone. And I have not lost my power. I, who restored you before, still restore today. I, who redeemed you before, still redeem today. I, who healed you before, still heal today. I, who provided before, still provide today. Do not assume that because something ended, your future ended with it. Do not assume that because one chapter closed, the book is finished. Some of the greatest things I do begin after you believe everything is over. The ending you feared becomes the beginning you needed. The closed door becomes a new direction. Your disappointment becomes a deeper dependence on me. Your loss becomes the place where new growth begins. You may not understand it today, but trust me anyway. Trust me when the picture feels incomplete. Trust me when the path feels unclear. Trust me when my answers seem delayed. Trust me when your emotions try to convince you otherwise. Because my truth remains greater than your feelings. Your feelings are real, but they are not always accurate. Fear may say you are alone. You are not alone. Failure may say your story is finished. It is not finished. Disappointment may say nothing good is coming. That is not true. I am still working. I am still leading. I am still opening doors, preparing blessings, and making a way. Even now, especially now. So today, I want you to stop asking what you have lost and start asking what I have preserved. What strength remains? What faith remains? What opportunities remain? What relationships remain? What purpose remains? What blessings remain? When you notice what remains, gratitude begins to grow, and gratitude changes the atmosphere of your heart. Gratitude reminds you that my goodness did not disappear. Gratitude reminds you that my faithfulness continues. Gratitude reminds you that even in difficult seasons, I remain present. Today, choose gratitude not because everything is perfect, but because I am still faithful. Choose hope not because every answer has arrived, but because I am still working. Choose trust not because every question is resolved, but because I remain worthy. If these words speak to your heart today, write, "I choose hope," in the comments below. Let that declaration remind you that your future is still in my hands. And remember this truth before you leave. You may have lost things along the way, but you have not lost me. And while I am with you, your story still holds purpose, promise, and possibility. Come closer. Take a deep breath. Slow down for a moment. Because there is something I want to free you from today. That exhausting belief that you must have everything figured out to move forward. You are tired because you keep demanding certainty from a future that has not arrived yet. You want every answer before you take the next step. You want every detail before you trust me. You want every question resolved before you rest. You want complete understanding before you surrender. And because those answers have not come, you remain stuck between fear and faith. But listen closely. You were never meant to know everything. You were never meant to see every turn. You were never meant to carry the weight of tomorrow. That responsibility belongs to me. Think about how much of your anxiety comes from trying to solve problems that do not even exist yet. Think about how many hours you spent worrying about situations that never happened. Think about the energy consumed by imaginary disasters. Your mind can get trapped in a cycle of prediction, always preparing, always calculating, always anticipating, always fearing. But that is not the life I designed for you. I designed you for trust. I designed you for relationship. To walk with me one step at a time, not 20 years ahead, not 10 years ahead, not even 1 year ahead. One step at a time. My child, there is a reason I rarely reveal the entire path. If I showed you every challenge ahead, you might become discouraged. If I showed you every blessing ahead, you might become distracted. If I showed you everything at once, you might depend on information instead of depending on me. So, I give you enough light for the next step, then the next. This is how faith grows. Faith is not trusting when you can see everything. Faith is trusting when you can only see enough for today. Many of my children believe that uncertainty is the enemy. But uncertainty is often the place where trust is born. When everything is predictable, you often rely on yourself. When everything is clear, you often rely on your own understanding. But when the path becomes uncertain, your heart begins searching for me. And in that searching, you discover a deeper relationship than you have ever known. Think about the moments when you grew the most. Were they when everything was easy? Were they the moments when everything made sense? Usually not. Growth often happens during seasons of uncertainty. Growth often happens during seasons of waiting. Growth often happens during seasons where you must trust before you understand. That is why I do not waste uncertain seasons. I use them. I use them to teach dependence. I use them to strengthen faith, to deepen character, and to draw your heart closer to me. You are carrying heavy questions today. Questions about your future. Questions about your family. You ask about your purpose, your relationships, and your money. You ask about your health, about closed doors, and about those prayers that still feel unanswered. Because you do not have those answers, fear tries to fill the quiet spaces. Fear always rushes to occupy the dark corners where trust has not yet settled. Fear whispers that the worst is coming. It tells you nothing will work out. It tells you that you are alone, that hope is gone. But fear does not know what I know. It cannot see what I see, nor predict what I have prepared. Wonderful blessings are ahead that fear knows nothing about. I have placed opportunities ahead that fear cannot imagine, and answers waiting that fear cannot see. Breakthroughs are coming that fear will never understand. Stop letting fear narrate your future. It has never written your story. I am the author of your life, and I write far better than your fears. Think back to how often you worried before. Remember all those terrible scenarios your mind created. Remember how many outcomes you dreaded, and how few actually came to pass. And when hard times did come, did I not hold you? Did I not give you strength? Did I not provide for you? Did I not carry you through the fire? My faithfulness is woven all through your life. Look back and you will see it. You had moments when you saw no way forward, yet I cleared a path. You believed you would break, yet my strength arrived right on time. There were days you thought hope had vanished, yet it returned. Again and again, season after season, year after year, I have stood by you. Why would I stop caring now? My faithfulness does not vanish in hard seasons. I am with you when things are easy, and I am there when they are difficult. I am faithful when the path is hidden. My grace is not limited to quick answers. I am with you in the quiet seasons of waiting. Who I am never changes. My love never wavers. My promises are secure. Because I am constant, you can trust me completely, even when everything else is shaking. Today, let go of your need to figure everything out. Let go of the pressure. Let go of the demand to understand. Stop trying to solve every mystery. Focus on just one thing instead. Stay close to me, because your safety does not come from knowing everything. The safest place is right here, in my presence. Your firm foundation is not knowing tomorrow, but trusting the one who is already standing there. I am already there, working on your behalf, preparing the road, and making a way. You do not need to see the whole picture. You only need to keep walking with me. If these words touch your heart today, type, "I trust God with my future," in the comments below. Let that declaration rise above your worries. And remember this truth before you go. You do not need all the answers to take your next step. You only need to stay close to the one who holds them all. Come near and listen close, because your soul needs to remember something today. You have spent too much time measuring the size of this storm, too much time calculating the wind, and too much time staring at the waves. You stare at the darkness, forgetting who is standing right beside you in the middle of it. Yes, I know the storm feels incredibly real. I know the weight is heavy, and the silence is uncomfortable. I know fear tries to convince you that this situation is far too big for you, but hear my voice clearly. The storm is real, the challenge is real, and the obstacles are real. But not one of them is greater than me. Why spend your energy asking how big your problem is? Ask instead, how great is my God? Because that answer changes absolutely everything. A storm looks entirely different from above the clouds than it does from a tiny boat. Trapped inside, all you can see is chaos. But from above, there is peace and perspective. You look at things from inside the waves, while I see your life from eternity. You see today's struggle, I see tomorrow's victory. You see a mountain, I see the path. You see a delay, I see perfect timing. You see the battle, I see the victory. That is why I ask you to trust me, not for blind obedience, but because I see what remains hidden from you. Some of you listening right now feel completely surrounded. Surrounded by bills, surrounded by family worries, surrounded by questions, and trapped by your fears. Every morning it feels like another wave crashes against your boat. One more setback, one more disappointment, one more heavy burden. I hear your heart whispering, "How much more can I take?" Listen close to me. You do not have to carry this storm. Just rest in my presence while it passes. That heavy burden was never yours to carry. The battle is not yours, and the future is not yours to control. I never asked you to outrun the storm. I only asked you to stay close to me. My child, the strong souls you admire did not become strong by avoiding the rain. They grew strong because they discovered my power within them. Anyone can have faith when life is comfortable, and praise when everything works out. Anyone can smile when prayers are answered instantly. But faith becomes real when you trust me through the questions, and deep when you trust me in the dark. Your faith matures when you trust me in the waiting. That beautiful strength cannot be learned in easy times. True faith grows in difficult seasons, when you keep walking without understanding, and when you keep praying through the long delays. It grows when you keep believing despite what you see. And that deep trust is exactly what I am building inside you right now. I do not delight in your struggle, but I see who you are becoming. A shallow tree looks beautiful for a season, but the storm reveals its weak foundation. A tree with deep roots survives because its true strength is hidden far beneath the surface. Right now, I am growing deep roots inside my children. Roots of trust, roots of patience, endurance, and quiet faith. The process is slow, and the growth is invisible, but these roots will endure long after the winds die down. You ask me to take away the storm, but I am teaching you how to stand. You ask me to change your circumstances, while I am busy changing you. You cry out for immediate answers. Meanwhile, I have been building lasting strength in you. Do not mistake my silence for my absence. Just because I work in ways you do not expect does not mean I am silent. I have never abandoned a single one of my children, not one. There has never been a single second when I lost sight of you. Never a moment when I stopped caring. Never a moment when I stopped working. Never a moment when I stopped loving you. Even during those seasons when you felt utterly alone. Even during the nights when your tears fell. Even during the days when confusion clouded your heart. I was there. I am here now. And I will always remain. The storm cannot strip away my presence. It cannot cancel my promises. It cannot change my deep love for you. The storm cannot rewrite your future. Only I hold that authority. And I am still writing your story. There are beautiful chapters ahead you have not yet read. Blessings you cannot even imagine. There are moments of pure joy ahead that will explain your current confusion. There are answers coming that will reveal my faithfulness in ways you cannot yet comprehend. So do not give up in the middle of this storm. Do not abandon your hope. Do not surrender your faith. Do not let fear grow louder than my voice. Instead, remember who is in the boat with you. Remember who controls the wild wind. Remember who speaks peace to the waves. Remember who holds your tomorrow. Remember who has carried you this far. Remember my promise to never leave your side. I do not promise that the storms will never come, but I do promise you will never face them alone. That promise stands true today. It stands true tomorrow. It remains true forever. If these words touch your heart, type, "God is greater than my storm," in the comments below. Let that declaration rise louder than the fear trying to steal your peace. And remember this great truth before you leave. The storm may rage around you, but it is never stronger than the one holding you close. Be still for a moment. Take a deep breath. Let your shoulders relax. Let the heavy pressure leave your mind for just a few minutes, because I need you to understand something. Something that could completely change how you view this current season. Many of you have been calling it a delay, when it is actually my divine protection. You have called it rejection, but it is actually redirection. You have called it my absence, when it is truly your preparation. And because of that deep misunderstanding, heavy discouragement has crept into your heart. You have cried out to me with questions. Lord, why has this not happened yet? Why did that door close? Why did that opportunity disappear? Why am I still waiting? I have heard every single question. I have heard every whisper of prayer. I have heard your every cry. And today, I want you to know this truth. Just because things have not happened on your timeline does not mean I have stopped working. I am working even when you cannot see me. I am moving even when you cannot feel me. I am preparing you even when nothing seems to change. Think of how often you have looked back and realized what felt like a disappointment was actually a blessing in disguise. The job you never got, the relationship that quietly ended, the opportunity that vanished, the plan that fell through, the path that closed. At the time, your heart was broken. You were confused and did not understand. But later, you saw exactly what I saw from the beginning. Later, you understood why that door had to close. Later, you recognized the danger I kept you from, seeing how my hand guided you to something better. The exact same thing is happening right now. You simply have not reached your later yet. My child, stop assuming that every closed door is bad news. Some doors close because they are meant to. Some opportunities vanish because they do not align with the great purpose I have for you. Some relationships end because they cannot go where I am taking you next. Some delays happen because the timing is not ripe. I see the entire road ahead. You only see the very next turn. Imagine a small child sitting in the passenger seat. They see a red light and immediately grow frustrated. The child does not understand why the car has stopped. They only see delay. But the driver sees the traffic. The driver sees danger. The driver understands timing. The driver knows things the child cannot yet grasp. In many ways, that is where you are today. You see a red light. I see the entire intersection. You see a delay. I see protection. You see frustration. I see divine purpose. You see waiting. I see preparation. That is why trust matters so deeply. Trust allows you to rest while I handle what you cannot see. Trust lets you breathe while I arrange what you cannot control. It allows you to move forward without complete understanding. Many of my children are exhausted because they demand explanations for everything. They want every single answer immediately. They want every mystery solved and every detail revealed. But faith does not grow through explanations. True faith grows through our relationship. A child does not need to understand everything about a loving father to trust him completely. The child simply learns the true character of their father. They learn the father's heart and his deep faithfulness, and trust begins to blossom. That is exactly what I am inviting you into today. Not complete understanding, deeper trust. Trust that my timing is wiser than yours. Trust that my perspective is infinitely greater than yours. Trust that my plans reach much further than yours. Trust that my love for you remains completely constant. There are things I am arranging behind the scenes that you cannot yet see. Conversations taking place you know nothing about. There are opportunities that have not yet appeared. People I am positioning. Circumstances I am aligning. And answers I am preparing. Nothing is random. Nothing is ever wasted. Nothing is beyond my control. Even the frustrating delays are being used for my purpose. I know that is difficult to believe when you are tired, waiting, and deeply hurting. But my faithfulness does not depend on your fleeting emotions. My faithfulness remains true whether you feel it or not. The sun continues to shine brightly, even when heavy clouds cover it. Likewise, my goodness continues, even when difficult circumstances make it hard to see. You are not forgotten. You are never abandoned. You are not standing outside of my plan. You are not behind schedule. You are not too late. You are never disqualified. You are exactly where I can reach you, exactly where I can guide you, and where I can continue shaping your story. One day you will look back and realize what felt like delay was actually my protection. When I seemed silent, I was preparing you. When you felt confused, I was guiding you. Your waiting was your growth. When that day arrives, your trust will run deeper. Until then, keep walking, keep praying, keep trusting, and keep believing. Not because you have every answer, but because I am always faithful. That is who I am. If this speaks to your heart, type, "I trust God's timing," in the comments. Let that remind you that my timing is never working against you. It is working for you. If you have stayed with me this far, keep watching to the very end. These truths along our journey are not just encouragement for today. They are lessons to strengthen your faith, quiet your fears, deepen your trust, and keep you standing firm when the next storm arrives. What you learn here can change how you walk through every season. Remember this before you leave. What feels like a delay is just my way of protecting, preparing, and positioning you for something greater than you can see. Come closer. Quiet your mind for a moment. Let the rush of the day fade away. I need you to remember something. Something fear has tried hard to make you forget. You have survived so much more than you realize. You walked through valleys you thought would destroy you. You survived seasons you believed would break you. You faced battles that seemed impossible. You stood where the future was completely dark. Yet here you are, still breathing, still growing, still listening, and still standing. That is not an accident. That is proof. Proof of my faithfulness, proof of my presence, proof of my sustaining power. So many of my children worry about what tomorrow holds, completely forgetting what I already brought them through yesterday. They remember the pain, the struggle, and the fear. But they forget the victory. They forget my strength and my provision. They forget the miracles. Today, look back differently. Not to stay trapped in the past, but to recognize the fingerprints of my faithfulness all over your journey. Remember the crisis that kept you awake at night. The one you thought would never change. The one that felt totally impossible. You survived it. Remember the season when you hit your absolute limit, when your heart was heavy and your strength was completely gone. You survived it. Remember the disappointment that made you question everything. Remember the loss that left you broken and grieving. Remember the uncertainty that left you confused. You survived, not because you were strong enough alone, and not because you had all the answers, not because things worked out perfectly. You survived because I carried you. Even when you could not feel my hand or understand my plan, even when you doubted my timing, I was holding you, my child. Sometimes the road gets so hard that you stop noticing your own growth. They only see the struggle. They only see the challenge. They only see the obstacle. Meanwhile, they miss the strength rising inside. But you are stronger now. Not because life got easier, but because you kept walking when it got hard. You are wiser now. Not because you know everything, but because experience taught you what books never could. You are deeper than before. Not because I answered every prayer immediately, but because waiting taught you to lean on me. You learned things in the valley you never would have on the mountain. There are truths you found in hardship that comfort could never teach you. You discover parts of my character during storms that calm seasons never reveal. Nothing was wasted. Not your tears, your prayers, your waiting, your pain, or your questions. I used every single bit of it. Even now, I'm using this season. Some of you are listening while carrying heavy worries about tomorrow. You wonder how it will all work out. You wonder if the answer will arrive, if the breakthrough will come, or if things will ever improve. Fear keeps pointing to the uncertainty ahead. But look at the evidence behind you. Look at how many times I have already provided for you. Look at how many times I guided you. Look at how many times I protected you. Look at how many times I made a way. Why would I stop now? Have I changed? Have my promises or my love changed? Has my power faded? No. I am exactly who I have always been. As I carried you before, I'm carrying you now. I opened those doors then, and I can open them again. I healed you before, and I will heal again. I restored your life before, and I can restore it again. I strengthened you then, and I will strengthen you now. You do not need a new God for this season. So many wait for confidence to arrive before they finally trust me. But confidence grows when you remember my faithfulness. Remembering changes your perspective, your expectations, and how you view the future. When you remember what I have already done, trusting my next move becomes easier. This does not mean you will never face challenges. There will be. It does not mean you will never face storms. You will. There will always be difficult seasons. There will be. But you will never face them alone. That changes everything. You are not walking toward an unknown future by yourself. You are walking with me. I already stand in your tomorrow. I already see the outcome. I know the way. And I hold the answer today. Stop measuring your future by your fear. Instead, measure it by my faithfulness. Fear whispers, "What if everything goes wrong?" But faith asks, "What if I remain faithful as I always have?" And my answer is simple. I will. I always will. Because faithfulness is not just something I do, it is who I am. So when fear comes, remember. When anxiety rises, remember. When uncertainty appears, remember. When doubt whispers, remember. Remember the prayers I answered, the doors I opened, and the strength I provided. Remember how I carried you. Remember the victories you survived to reach, because remembering is your greatest weapon against fear. If my words are speaking straight to your soul today, type, "God has carried me this far," in the comments below. Let those words be your testimony. Let them be your daily reminder. Let those words be a declaration of your faith. And hear my truth before you go. You have survived so much more than you realize. And I, who carried you through every previous season, am carrying you through this one as well. Come closer to me. Slow your breathing. Let your heart rest and be still, because there is something I need you to hear today, something your fear tries to hide. My answer is not as far away as it feels. I see those moments when you look at your life and wonder if anything is shifting. You pray, you wait, you hope, you trust. Yet everything around you looks completely unchanged. The door still seems shut. The struggle remains real. The weight on your chest still feels heavy. My answer still feels out of reach. Since nothing changes on the surface, you wonder if I am even moving. But listen closely. Not all progress is seen. Not all movement is visible. Not all answers arrive with instant proof. Some of my greatest works begin deep beneath the surface, long before your eyes can see them. A seed buried in the dirt looks dead and unchanged for so long. Yet, my roots are growing. Life is waking. Strength is building. Preparation is quietly happening. The seed does not see it, and onlookers miss it entirely. But growth is real. Soon, what was hidden will break through into the light. What was secret becomes clear. What looked like a delay reveals itself as progress. Many of my children are standing in this exact season right now. You think nothing is happening, but I am working deep below. You think my answer is far away, but I am already preparing it. You think your breakthrough is delayed, but I am already moving every piece into place. My child, the enemy loves to whisper that if you cannot see progress, nothing is happening. Because if he can steal your belief, he can steal your hope. And once you lose your hope, you will stop expecting my goodness to arrive. But true hope does not rely on what your eyes can see. Hope rests on trust. Trust that I am working, and trust that I hear you. Trust that I am moving. Trust that I am always faithful, even when you cannot see me, and especially when the dark is deep. Look back and see how often I moved in your life before you even noticed my hand. How many times did I solve problems before you knew they existed? Or redirected your steps away from danger? How many times did I provide answers before you even asked? How many times did I shield you from harm without ever saying a word? More times than you will ever know. You see only a tiny page of your story, but I see every chapter, every detail, every connection, and every single possibility. I see every outcome. That is why I ask you to trust me. Not for blind obedience, but because I look at what remains hidden from you. I know some of you listening today feel like giving up. You are tired of waiting, tired of hoping, tired of believing, and weary of wondering when things will change. A part of you wants to shut down, because disappointment feels safer than holding on to hope. But hear my voice clearly. Do not give up on me now. Do not stop believing now. Do not stop trusting. You have come too far to surrender your faith in the middle of this journey. Your breakthrough may not be visible yet, but that does not mean it isn't coming. My answer might not be here, but it is already moving toward you. The door may not be open yet, but I have not forgotten you. Remember this: when you cannot see my hand, trust my heart. When you cannot trace my plan, trust my character. When you cannot understand my timing, trust my wisdom. For my love and character remain constant. My faithfulness is unwavering. There has never been a single second where I stopped caring for you, not a single moment. Not during your highest peaks, nor your darkest valleys. Not during your victories, your failures, your moments of great faith, or your seasons of heavy doubt. I have stayed close, nearer than you know. Do not miss my quiet presence while searching for loud signs. The fact that you still stand is proof. The truth that you still believe is my evidence. Your prayers are evidence. Every step you take to move forward is proof of my grace. I have sustained you this far, and I will not stop. Never underestimate your persistence or the quiet power of your continued trust. Never underestimate a heart that refuses to quit. Many of my breakthroughs happen just past the moment where you feel most tempted to stop. My answers arrive right when you want to walk away. Great victories appear just as you are tempted to surrender. Keep going. Keep trusting me. Keep praying. Keep believing. One step at a time, one day at a time, one prayer at a time, one act of faith. That is enough. You do not have to carry your whole future today. You only need my grace for this moment. I will provide. I always do. Some of you cry out for strength, and I am giving it. Some ask for wisdom, and I am providing. Some plead for direction, and I am guiding you. Some ask for peace, and I am pouring it out. Receive what I give now, instead of only looking at what has not arrived yet. Because my provision always begins long before my answers become visible to you. Today, trust that my work behind the scenes is just as vital as what unfolds before you. Trust that my silence is never absence, my delay is not rejection, and my timing is perfect. Trust that my plans are good. Trust that my love remains unshaken. If my words speak to your soul today, type "God is working behind the scenes" in the comments below. Let that declaration remind you that even when everything seems frozen, I am still moving heaven and earth on your behalf. And remember my truth before you leave. My answer is closer than you think, because I am already working in places your eyes cannot see. Draw near to me. Be still for a moment. Let the noise fade, let your fears quiet down, and let the pressure lift from your shoulders. There is something I need you to know today. Many of you believe you are standing so far from my answer, far from my breakthrough, my healing, my provision, and the change you pray for. But what if I have brought you closer than you realize? What if the very blessing you have been asking me for is already on its way? What if this heavy season you are standing in is not your end, but just the final stretch before a new chapter begins? The enemy wants you to believe nothing is changing. He wants you to think your prayers are useless, hitting empty air. The enemy wants you to believe all this waiting is pointless. The enemy wants you to think hope is foolish, because when you stop expecting, you stop seeing. But I need you to remember this. I am always working. Not sometimes, not occasionally, always. Even when you sleep, when you doubt, when you cry and feel discouraged. Even when there is no sign of progress, I am still working, my child. Some of the greatest miracles in history looked completely impossible right before they happened. The sea looked impossible before it parted. The walls looked impossible before they fell. The giant looked impossible before I brought him down. The tomb looked impossible before it was opened. Again and again, my people stood before things that seemed utterly hopeless. Again and again, I showed that what is impossible for humans is simple for me. That truth never changes. The power that worked then still works today. The same authority that moved mountains still moves mountains today. The same hands that opened doors before open them now. I am not a God of the past. You are walking with me, a living, active, faithful God. Sometimes the biggest wall between you and peace is not your situation. It is just your perspective. You keep looking at what is wrong. You focus on what has not happened, measuring your future through today's tight limitations. But I am never limited by today's circumstances. I am not limited by your obstacles or by Earth's tiny resources. I'm not limited by human opinions. I'm not limited by anything. The situation that looks impossible to you is completely clear to me. The answer that confuses you is already clear to me. The path that seems hidden, I already know. This is why I keep inviting you to trust me. Not because trust changes me, it changes you. Trust allows your heart to rest, your spirit to breathe, and my peace to replace your panic. Trust keeps hope alive during heavy, dry seasons. I know some of you listening to my voice right now are so weary. You are tired of carrying heavy expectations, tired of carrying disappointments, unanswered questions, and constant fear. And in your exhaustion, you have started lowering your expectations. You tell yourself not to hope or believe too much, trying to protect your heart from the pain of disappointment. But listen closely to me. Guarding yourself from disappointment is not the same thing as living by faith. Faith continues believing. Faith continues trusting. Faith continues expecting my goodness. Not because your life is perfect, but because my character remains perfect. I have blessings ahead that you cannot yet see. I have answers prepared that have not yet arrived. Moments are coming that will make this confusion clear, and victories that will show you why you kept going. Do not let temporary discouragement force you into permanent decisions. Do not quit just because my answer feels delayed. Do not abandon hope because the breakthrough is hidden. Do not stop praying because the door is still shut. Keep walking. Keep believing. Keep trusting me, because your story is not finished. And as long as I am writing, hope remains alive. I know some days your emotions drown out your faith. Fear screams louder than hope, and uncertainty dwarfs your trust. That does not make you a failure to me. It simply makes you human. Bring those raw emotions to me. Bring your fear, your doubts, your questions, and your deepest weariness. Bring all of it to my feet. I am never intimidated by your honesty. I already know your heart, and I love you deeply. In fact, those who saw my greatest miracles first brought me their deepest fears. They did not come to me perfect. They came honest. Do the same. Come as you are. Trust me with your feelings. Trust me with your fears and the things you cannot understand. And then, keep moving forward. One step, one prayer, one day at a time. That is enough. You do not need to see the entire staircase. Only the light I give you for the very next step. And I will provide it. I always have, and I always will. One day, you will look back and see how active I truly was in this season. You will see how I answered prayers in ways you never expected, hiding my protection inside your delays and blessings inside your disappointments. You will clearly see my hand guiding you through the confusion. And when that day comes, your faith in me will be stronger than ever before. Until then, keep trusting me. Keep standing, keep believing, and keep expecting my goodness. Because I am still writing your beautiful story. If my words are speaking to your heart today, type, "My breakthrough is coming," in the comments below. Let that declaration remind your soul that hope is not dead, and neither is your story. Remember this before you leave. Just because you cannot see your breakthrough does not mean it is not getting closer. I am working. I am moving. I am making a way. Come close to me and take a deep breath. Let your heart settle for a moment, because there is something I need to gently show you today. You are exhausted not because of today, but because you are dreading tomorrow. You are carrying fears of things that have not happened, and heavy problems that do not even exist yet. You are fighting battles that have not arrived, carrying worries that belong to another day. All of this weight is draining the strength I gave you. My child, I never asked you to live in tomorrow. I created you to live in today. Think of how much peace gets stolen by imaginary futures. Picturing everything that could go wrong, you imagine what people might say. You picture doors closing. You imagine failure, loss, and deep disappointment. Before anything has even happened, your heart is already carrying the heavy burden. Your mind creates storms, and your heart prepares for disaster. Your body reacts as if the threat is already here. Yet so many of those fears never arrive. So many of those worries never happen. So many of those nightmares never become your reality. Still, they steal your peace. Still, they drain your energy. Still, they pull you away from my presence. I need you to understand something vital today. Fear lives in the future. Faith rests in the present. Fear constantly whispers, what if? What if I fail? What if things get worse? What if no one helps me? What if I lose what I love? What if the answer never comes? Fear lives unquestioned, but faith answers differently. Faith asks, what if I remain faithful? What if you are not alone? What if I am already making a way? What if I see what you cannot see? What if I am working behind the scenes? What if I am preparing something greater? Do you see the difference? Your future changes depending on who tells the story. Fear tells one story, faith tells another. Today, I want you to stop letting fear narrate your future. Because fear has never known my plans. Fear has never seen my purpose. Fear has never understood my timing. Fear has never witnessed the whole picture. Yet so many trust fear more than they trust me. They hang on every warning, every worry, every anxious prediction, every dark possibility. Soon, fear becomes the loudest voice in the room. But fear is not your shepherd. I am. Fear is not your provider. I am. Fear is not your protector. I am. Fear is not your future. I am holding your future. Some of you listening have spent months worrying about things that have not happened. Others have spent years doing it. Your mind constantly runs ahead. Your imagination creates endless scenarios. Your heart grows overwhelmed, and exhaustion follows. Not because life is impossible, but because you are trying to live in days that have not arrived. I never promised grace for next year. I promise grace for today. I never promised strength for problems that do not exist yet. I promise strength for the exact moment you need it. I never promised answers for every future question. I promised you my presence, and my presence is enough. Remember how I fed my people in the wilderness. Each day they received just enough. Not enough for a year, not enough for a lifetime, just enough for that day. Why? Because dependence grows one day at a time. Trust grows one day at a time. Faith grows one day at a time. You ask for tomorrow's strength while standing in today's grace. Receive today's grace first. Walk through today's assignment first. Trust me with today's challenges first. Tomorrow will arrive when it arrives, and when it does, I will already be there. I am not waiting in your future. I already stand there. The very thing that scares you is already known to me. The challenge that concerns you is already visible to me. The obstacle you fear is already clear to me. Nothing surprises me. Nothing catches me off guard. Nothing arrives outside my awareness. That means you do not need to panic. You do not need to rush. You do not need to carry the future on your shoulders, because your future is already resting in my hands. My child, find freedom in this truth. Freedom from constant worry. Freedom from endless prediction. Freedom from trying to control everything. Freedom from carrying responsibilities that belong to me. Many think surrender is weakness, but it is actually trust. Surrender says, Father, I cannot see tomorrow, but you can. Surrender says, Lord, I do not know every answer, but you do. Surrender says, Father, I release what I cannot control. And when you truly surrender, peace begins to grow. Not because every problem disappears, but because the burden changes shoulders. The burden leaves yours and moves to mine, and I can carry what you cannot. Today, practice this. When fear starts describing tomorrow, pause, take a breath, and ask yourself one question. Has that actually happened yet? Most of the time, the answer is no. So bring that future concern back to today. Bring it back into my presence. Bring it back into trust. Bring it back into faith. Because worrying about tomorrow never improves your tomorrow. It only steals today. And today is a gift. Today is where my grace is. Today is where my presence is. Today is where your faith grows. Today is where your peace is found. So stop borrowing trouble from days that have not arrived. Stop carrying burdens from a future you cannot see. Stop letting fear write stories that I never wrote. Instead, trust me. Walk with me. Stay close to me. One day at a time, one step at a time, one prayer at a time. If these words are speaking directly to your heart today, type, "I release tomorrow to God." In the comments below, let that declaration remind you that your future is safer in my hands than in your worries. And remember this truth before you leave. You do not need tomorrow's answers to have peace today. You only need to trust me, because I am already waiting for you there. Come closer. Slow down. Breathe. Let your thoughts settle for a moment. Today, I want to remind you of something that fear has desperately tried to make you forget. The foundation beneath your feet has never moved. So many things in your life have changed. People have changed. Circumstances have changed. Plans have changed. Seasons have changed. Your emotions have changed. Your understanding has changed. Even your dreams have changed. But through all those changes, one thing has remained exactly the same. Me. Before your struggle began, I was faithful. During your struggle, I remained faithful. When your struggle ends, I will still be faithful. My character does not shift with circumstances. My love does not weaken when challenges appear. My promises do not expire when life gets hard. I remain. And that truth is more vital than you realize, because most of your anxiety comes from trusting things that can change. You trust what can be lost. You trust what can fail. You trust what can leave. You trust what can break. Then, when those things begin to shake, fear enters your heart. But what if your confidence was rooted somewhere deeper? What if your peace came from something unchanging? What if your identity rested on what is eternal? Everything would feel completely different. My child, some of you listening right now have spent years building your security on temporary foundations. Some built confidence on success. Others built it on money. Others built it on relationships. Others built it on health. Others built it on approval. Others built it on comfort. None of those things are evil. None of them are worthless. But they were never meant to carry the heavy weight of your soul. A paycheck can support your budget, but not your identity. A relationship can bring companionship, but it can never be your foundation. Success may be sweet, but it is not your worth. Health is a blessing, but it is not your ultimate safety. Only I can hold that sacred place. Only I can carry that weight. Only I remain unchanged when everything else shifts. That is why I keep calling you back to me. Not because I crave your attention, but because you need stability. You need something deeper than circumstance and stronger than fleeting emotions. You need something greater than fleeting success. You need bedrock, and I am that bedrock. Think of the storms that have already swept through your life. Some came without warning. Some stayed far too long. Some left scars. Some brought lessons, changing you forever. Yet the foundation beneath you stood firm. You felt afraid, yet the foundation remained. You felt confused, yet it remained. You felt completely uncertain, yet the foundation still remained. You felt weak, but the foundation stood. That foundation was me. Even when you did not see it, even when you doubted, I was still holding you. Many think strength means never struggling, never doubting, never feeling afraid, and never needing help. But that is not true strength. True strength is knowing where to stand. True strength is knowing exactly where to place your trust. True strength is knowing who carries you. A building is not strong because it escapes storms, but because its foundation holds firm during the gale. The same is true for your life. Your strength is not found in avoiding hard times. It is found in standing on me when they hit. That is why some survive seasons that should have destroyed them. Not because they are extraordinary, but because their foundation is. I want this truth to settle deep into your heart today. You do not need to outmuscle every challenge. Just stay connected to me, the one who already is. You do not need to carry the heavy weight of tomorrow. Simply trust the one who already holds it. You do not have to understand everything. Simply stay close to me. That is enough. It has always been enough. The enemy wants you obsessed with everything that shifts. The economy changes. People change. Opinions change. Circumstances change. Opportunities change. And health fades. But I want you focused on what remains. My love remains. My mercy remains. My promises remain. And my presence is always here. And because I remain, hope remains. Peace remains. Purpose remains. Some of you have stood on shaking ground so long that stability feels completely foreign. You have grown used to worry, used to fear, used to pressure and endless uncertainty. Now, I am teaching you something entirely different. I am teaching you how to rest. I am teaching you how to trust. I am teaching you how to stand on bedrock. This process may feel unfamiliar, but it is good. The more you learn to trust me, the less fear controls your life. Standing on my promises means you depend less on temporary circumstances. The more you walk with me, the stronger your peace grows. Not because life becomes perfect, but because your foundation goes deeper. Today, remember this simple truth. The thing you fear might happen tomorrow has not changed who I am. Your worries have not changed me. The challenge you face has not changed me. The uncertainty ahead has not changed me. I remain exactly who I have always been. And that means your foundation remains secure. If these words speak to your heart today, type "God is my rock" in the comments. And if you have stayed on this journey, keep watching until the very end. These words are not just comfort for today. They are building a strong foundation beneath your faith, helping you face storms with peace and trust. These truths can strengthen every part of your life if you keep applying them. Remember this final truth before you leave. The world around you may change 1,000 times, but your foundation has never moved and never will. Come closer now. Be still for a moment. Quiet your busy thoughts. Let the noise around you fade, because I want to show you something today. So many of you have been begging me for a sign that I am with you, a sign that I hear your prayers, a sign that I have not forgotten you, that your future is completely safe, a sign that everything will be okay. Yet while you were searching for signs, you overlooked something far greater. You missed the simple fact that I have been holding you all along. My child, think of when you begged for strength. A hard season came, and somehow you made it through. Where did that strength come from? Think of how many times you thought you hit your absolute limit, or felt completely overwhelmed. How many times you believed you could not take another step. Yet somehow, another step came, and another, and another. None of that was an accident. That was me sustaining you. Many people expect my presence to feel dramatic. They expect thunder. They expect signs in the sky and instant miracles. Sometimes I work that way, but often my greatest miracles arrive quietly. A strength that rises when you need it. A peace that enters a difficult moment. A door opening at exactly the right time. A simple conversation that changes everything. A delay that protects you. A burden made lighter. A hope that refuses to die. These are signs too. Yet, because they are quiet, many people overlook them. Stop measuring my presence by dramatic experiences and start measuring it by my faithfulness. Have I carried you this far? Then I am present. Have I sustained you through difficult seasons? Then I am here with you. Have I provided when you needed it? Then I am present. Have I comforted you in painful moments? Then I am here with you. Have I remained faithful despite your doubts? then I am present. You do not need a dramatic sign to prove what my faithfulness has already revealed. I have been right beside you through every step, every battle, and every tear. In every victory, disappointment, and quiet season of waiting, I never left. I have never walked away from you. I have never stopped caring. I have never stopped working. The enemy wants you to believe my presence depends on how you feel, that if you do not feel me, I must be far away, that if you do not understand me, I must be gone, that if your prayers are delayed, I must not hear. None of that is true. My presence is not ruled by your emotions. My faithfulness is never defined by your circumstances. My love is not defined by your understanding. I remain exactly who I am. Whether you feel strong or weak, whether you feel confident or afraid, hopeful or discouraged, I still remain. Some of you are in a season of deep spiritual exhaustion. You still believe, you still pray, you still trust me, but you feel weary. The wait has been long. The questions are many, and the answers are slow. Part of you wonders if you have the strength for another round. Listen closely to me. You do not need strength for the whole future. You only need strength for today. And I will give it to you, just like I did yesterday. The same way I did before. The same way I always have. One day at a time. One step at a time. One single breath at a time. So many of my children get overwhelmed trying to carry tomorrow's burdens using today's strength. That was never my plan for you. Tomorrow's grace, provision, and strength will all arrive tomorrow. Your assignment for today is simply to trust me today. That is enough. You do not have to solve next month's problems or answer next year's questions. You do not need to understand every future detail. You simply need to walk with me today. The path clears when you stop running ahead, and my peace grows stronger when you stop demanding certainty. Trust deepens when you stop trying to control everything. I know how hard that is. I know your heart is desperate for answers. I know your mind craves certainty, and your emotions long for reassurance. That is why I keep telling you this truth. I am right here. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Now. Right now, in this exact moment and this heavy season, I am here. Because I am here, you are never alone. Because I am here, hope remains. Because I am here, peace is always within reach. Because I am here, your future is secure. Because I am here, your story is not finished. There are still beautiful chapters, blessings, and answers ahead of you. There are still moments coming that will reveal why this hard season mattered. Do not lose heart now. Do not give up now. Do not stop trusting me. You have come way too far to throw away your faith. The same hand that carried you through past chapters is carrying you through this one. That hand will never let go. Today, I want you to stop asking me where I am and start remembering where I have always been. Beside you, before you, behind you, holding, guiding, protecting, and loving you faithfully, constantly, and without a single moment of interruption. If these words are touching your heart today, type, "God has been holding me," in the comments below. Let those words stand as a testimony of my faithfulness in your life. And hold on to this truth before you go. You might be searching for a sign, but the greatest one has been right here all along. You are still standing, and I am still holding you. Come closer. Take a deep breath. Let your heart be still. Because today, I want to speak directly to the quiet place inside you that is terrified. The place you hide from everyone else. The place where worries live, where unanswered questions echo, and where fear tries to build a home. I see that place, and I need you to hear me clearly. The thing you fear most cannot defeat my power. The situation might look massive, and the challenge may seem completely overwhelming. The uncertainty feels heavy, but none of it is greater than me. Not a single part. Many of my children spend so much time studying their fears, they forget to study my faithfulness. They dissect every possible problem, every setback, every disappointment, and every single failure. And slowly, without realizing it, they treat fear like a prophet. They believe every warning it whispers and start expecting disaster. They start preparing for defeat and imagining loss before it even arrives. But fear has never known your future. Fear has never written your story. Fear has never held your life in its hands. I have. My child, the things you dread right now might never happen. And the things that do happen are things fear never saw coming. Fear is a terrible guide. It always has been. Fear only sees limitations, while I see possibilities. Fear sees obstacles, but I see opportunities. Fear sees dead ends, but I build pathways. Fear sees darkness, but I bring light. Fear sees impossibility. That is why I keep asking you to trust me instead of your fears. Think of how many times fear lied to you before. It told you that you would not survive, yet you did. Fear told you everything was over, but it was not. Fear told you that you were completely alone, but I was right there with you. Fear said there was no way forward, yet a path appeared time and again, year after year, season after season. Fear predicted defeat, but my faithfulness delivered you. Why should today be any different? Why should this season or this challenge be different? I have not changed, and because I do not change, my power remains the same. My love, my promises, and my ability to make a way for you have not changed. There are people listening right now who are carrying heavy fears about their future. You are worried about money. You are worried about your family. You are worried about your health. You worry about missed opportunities and about situations you cannot control. And because you cannot control them, fear whispers that disaster is coming. But hear me closely. You were never called to control everything. You are only called to trust me. Control is not your assignment. Trust is. The more you try to run everything, the more exhausted you get, because you are trying to carry what belongs to me. You are trying to sit in a seat that was never meant for you. You are trying to manage outcomes that only I can see. Release that burden. Lay it down and give it to me. Not because the situation is small, but because I am far greater. Many believe courage means having no fear. That is not true. Courage means trusting me even when fear is near. Courage means taking the next step when you cannot see the way. Courage means believing my promise when everything else screams otherwise. That courage only grows when we walk together, and our bond deepens every single time you choose trust over fear. Every time you choose faith over panic, prayer over worry, and my voice over anxiety. Step by step, your confidence grows strong. Little by little, your peace deepens. Little by little, your heart grows steady and still. Not because life gets easier, but because your trust grows stronger. My child, my strongest warriors are not those who never felt fear. They are the ones who refused to obey it. They felt it. They heard it. They stood in uncertainty, but they never let fear call the shots. Instead, they trusted me, and I led them through. I want the same for you. I will not have fear writing your future, or anxiety choosing your path. I will not let worry steal your peace. I want you to walk in freedom. The deep freedom of knowing I am always right beside you. The freedom of knowing I am faithful. The freedom of knowing I am far greater than any mountain you face. Because I truly am. I am greater than your doubts, greater than your worries, greater than your failures and mistakes, and infinitely greater than your deepest fears. And I am certainly greater than the storm troubling your heart today. So stop measuring the size of your problems. Start remembering the magnitude of your Creator. Stop staring at the mountain and look at the one who built it. Stop listening to the lies of fear. Turn your ears to my promises. My word is stronger than your dread. My truth outlasts your doubts, and my peace quietens your anxiety. And my strength is mightier than whatever stands in your way. If my voice speaks to you today, type "God is greater than my fear" in the comments. Let that truth rise louder than any anxious whisper trying to steal your joy. Rest in this promise before you go. What you dread most is nothing compared to my strength, and my power is over all. Come closer now. Quiet your busy thoughts. Let your soul rest for a moment. I need you to remember something today. Something the noise of this world has tried to make you forget. You were never meant to walk this hard road alone. Not for one day, one battle, or one season. From the very beginning, I only wanted connection. No distance, no separation. I never wanted you carrying every heavy load by yourself. I wanted us to walk this path side by side. Yet so many of my children live as if they are completely alone. They pray, but carry the weight anyway. They ask for direction, then trust only themselves. They beg for peace while feeding their worries. They ask for my strength, but refuse to lean on me. No wonder they end up so exhausted. My child, hear me. There is a vast difference between duty and burden. Responsibilities help you grow and move forward, but burdens only drag you down. You can manage duties, but burdens will crush your soul. I never asked you to carry both. Give me what is mine. You are carrying outcomes you cannot dictate, choices other people made, and all the fragile uncertainties of tomorrow. You worry over things you cannot control, and daily the weight increases. I never designed you for this. Picture a traveler carrying a massive pack down an endless road. The journey gets harder with every passing mile. Their shoulders ache, their legs grow weak, and they are completely worn out. Then a strong companion steps up and says, "Let me take that weight." But the stubborn traveler refuses, not because they do not have help, but because they are used to the pain. My children live this way every day. Help and strength are right here. My peace is waiting. Yet you keep carrying what I long to lift. Today, I want you to stop fighting my hand. Stop trying to do it all alone. Stop thinking you must fix everything before you can finally rest. Stop measuring your worth by how much weight you can drag along. Your value was never determined by your heavy load. It is measured only by my love. And my love cannot be earned. It is poured out freely and faithfully. So many of you have spent years trying to prove your worth, your strength, your importance, and your usefulness to everyone around you. Listen closely. You have nothing to prove to me. I already know you. I see your strength. And I know your deepest weakness. I know your quiet victories, your hidden failures, your fears, and your wild hopes. I know every single page of your story. And I love you. Not because of what you accomplish or achieve, not because of what others say, simply because you belong to me, my child. Your deepest struggles always begin when you forget who you are. When you tie your value to performance and seek identity in success. When you rely on circumstances for peace, you build on shifting sand. And the moment that foundation shakes, anxiety takes over. Because worldly things always change. Success fades, money goes, opinions shift, relationships break, health wavers, and circumstances turn. But my love is unshakable. My presence is steady, and my faithfulness never wavers. That is your solid ground. I know some of you listening are so lonely, not because you are alone, but because no one understands the heavy load you carry. You smile, you laugh, and you go through the motions. You work beside people, yet feel entirely isolated inside, unseen, misunderstood. Like no one around you truly knows the silent war raging inside your heart. But I know. I understand. I see the struggle and hear the silent prayers no one else does. I know the exact fears you keep hidden. I'm not far off. I'm near, closer than your next breath, closer than your own understanding, closer than you can even imagine. The enemy wants you isolated. Isolation weakens you, magnifies your fears, and multiplies your deepest discouragement. It makes every storm look twice as big. That is why I keep calling you back to me. In my presence, you remember you are never alone. I am here to show you that help is near. I am here to prove that hope is alive. I am here to tell you, your story is not finished yet. I see you fighting silent battles for far too long. You try to look strong while breaking inside, pretending to be sure when you are completely lost, hiding your pain behind a smile. Today, I ask you to drop the mask. You never have to impress me. You never have to run from me. Stop trying to be stronger than you really are. Give me your true heart. Lay down your doubts. Hand over your fears. Pour out your disappointment. Bring me your questions. Bring me your exhaustion. Bring it all. Because raw honesty opens doors that pretending locks tight. I already see what you carry. I'm just inviting you to share the load. Not tomorrow, but right now. Not when things get better, because burdens grow light in my hands. Our path grows clearer when we walk together. The storm loses its power when we stand side by side. The days ahead lose their dread when you leave them to me. You do not have to walk alone. You never did. You never will. If my voice is reaching your soul right now, write, "I am not alone" in the comments. Let those words shatter every lie of fear and isolation. Hold on to this truth before you go. I never made you to carry this life alone. I designed you to walk with me, and I am still right here. Step closer. Sit with me for just a moment. Quiet your racing thoughts. Pause all those heavy calculations. Let your worries drop their tight grip on you. I want to show you a secret today. It is something most people spend their whole lives chasing. The deep peace you crave cannot be found in control. It is found only in surrender. So many of my children think peace comes when everything finally lines up and makes sense, when every single question is answered, when every trouble is fixed, when doubts fade away and every prayer is answered exactly as you hoped. But if your peace relies on perfect days, it will always stay just out of reach. This broken world will never be empty of trouble. There will always be another hurdle, another choice, another quiet doubt, and another chance to spiral into worry. That is why true peace cannot rest on your situation. It has to anchor into something deeper. It has to rest on me, my child. The heaviest weights you bear do not come from your troubles. They come from trying to control them. You exhaust yourself managing every outcome. You constantly try to predict every turn. You exhaust yourself preparing for every single threat. You keep trying to guarantee your own success. But because you cannot control life, your fear, anger, and weariness only multiply. What if you were never designed to hold it all together? What if your only job was to trust me? Look at how much energy you burn trying to force things to happen, trying to change people, demanding doors to open, and struggling to make the future feel safe and certain. And the whole time, I'm right beside you whispering, "Let me carry what is too heavy for you." Letting go is not weakness. It is ultimate wisdom. Surrender is simply knowing what you can hold and what only I can carry. I have given you your own assignments. Pray, trust, love, forgive, stay faithful, and take the next step. But there are parts of this story that belong only to me. The outcome is mine. The timing is mine. The future is mine. The breakthrough belongs to me. The provision is mine. The final victory belongs only to me. When you try to take what is mine, your soul grows exhausted. My child, you have carried these weights so long that true rest now feels completely foreign to you. You have struggled in survival mode so long that peace feels strange. You have spent years worrying, so trusting me feels uncomfortable now. You have lived under pressure so long that surrender feels like a trap. But listen closely. That heavy load was never meant to stay on your shoulders forever. I did not build you to live crushed by anxiety. I made you to walk with me, to lean on me, to depend on my strength. The strongest souls are not those carrying the heaviest loads. They are the ones who know where to lay them down. Look back at your life. Your sweetest seasons of peace only came when you finally stopped fighting for control. When you finally cried out, "Lord, I trust you." When you released what you could never change. When you finally surrendered what you could not make sense of and placed your days in my hands. That is where peace started to bloom. Not because your troubles vanished in an instant, but because the load shifted. It left your tired shoulders and came to mine, and I can carry what you never could. Some of you listening right now desperately need this. You are carrying family heartaches you cannot fix. You are carrying money struggles you cannot solve today. You are carrying medical fears that leave you trembling. You are carrying future worries that keep you awake at night. Slowly, the weight has crushed you. Today, I am asking you to let it go. Not because your pain does not matter, but because you matter too much to carry it alone. Bring me your fears, your questions, your anger, and your broken dreams. Bring me your exhaustion. Bring me everything. You do not have to fix yourself first. You do not need a perfect, unbreakable faith. You do not need to understand it all first. Just come to me. Just let go. Just trust. Because surrender is not quitting, it is handing it over. Handing over control, handing over fear, handing over every outcome and anxiety you were never meant to carry. Every single time you do, my peace takes deeper root. Your faith grows stronger. Your rest becomes sweet. My child, there is a beautiful freedom waiting for you on the other side of surrender. Freedom from constant worry. Freedom from endless striving. Freedom from trying to save yourself. And freedom from carrying weights that only belong to me. I never created you to be your own foundation. I built you to stand on mine. And my foundation has never failed. My foundation has never cracked. It has never shifted, and it never will. So stop fighting the battles that belong entirely to me. Release those heavy burdens that belong to me. Stop forcing answers before my perfect time. Just trust me. Walk with me. Rest in me. And stay close to me. The peace you chase is never found in perfect circumstances. It only comes when you surrender those very circumstances to me. If my words touch your heart today, type, "I surrender it to God," in the comments below. Let those words be more than a comment. Make them a real decision. A choice to trust me with everything you cannot control. Carry this truth deep inside before you go. Your true peace begins the moment you stop carrying what only I was meant to hold. Come closer. Stay here with me for a moment, and let those unfinished tasks wait. Let your unanswered questions and worries wait. Before our journey ends, there is one final truth I must place deep within your heart. The rock beneath your feet has never moved. Not once. Not through your hardest seasons, your darkest nights, or your greatest disappointments. Not through your deepest loss, your longest wait, or your most painful questions. The rock beneath you has never once moved, and I am that rock. So many times you believed you stood on your own strength, but you did not. You thought your survival depended on your own wisdom, but it never did. You often thought your entire future rested on your own efforts, but it never did. Even when you could not see me, feel me, or when you doubted me, I was right there, beneath every single step, holding and sustaining you, protecting you, guiding you, and loving you constantly without end. My child, look back for a moment. See the long road behind you. Remember the places where you almost gave up. Recall the moments when fear felt stronger than faith, and the seasons when your heart was so tired. Think of the times you had no idea how to keep going, yet you did. Why? Because I carried what you could not see. You thought your own strength kept you alive. It was my grace. You thought your determination carried you, but it was my mercy. You thought you held it all together, but my hand was holding you. Hear this truth. You have never been as alone as fear whispered to you. You have never been as abandoned as doubt suggested, or as forgotten as anxiety claimed. I was there, I am here, and I will always remain. That is why your future does not need to frighten you. I, who stood beside you yesterday, am already standing in your tomorrow. I, who protected you before, protect you now. I, who opened doors then, can open them again. I, who healed you before, can heal you again. I, who restored you, can restore you again. I, who carried you then, am carrying you still. You do not need a new foundation for the coming season. You already have one. You do not need a stronger rock. You already stand on me. You do not need anyone else for tomorrow's challenges. I am enough. I have always been enough, and I always will be. Some of you are listening while carrying heavy burdens that nobody else knows about. You smile, you keep showing up, but deep inside, you are so tired of the pressure, weary from the uncertainty, tired of the heavy responsibilities and constant fears. Listen closely. You do not have to carry them alone. You never did. My invitation remains the same. Come to me and bring me your heavy burden. Bring me your fears, your uncertainties, your questions, and your deep weariness. Hand me your disappointments and everything else, not because I need them, but because you need relief, rest, and real peace. You will only find them in me, not in perfect circumstances, complete understanding, or guaranteed outcomes. So many spend their entire lives searching for what is already waiting right here. They search for security, yet I am their security. They search for peace, yet I am their peace. They chase hope and strength, yet I am both for them. They look for a foundation, yet I am that foundation. Today, stop searching and start standing. Stand firm on my promises. Stand on my faithfulness, my goodness, and my love. Stand in my presence, on the solid truth that has supported you all along. When you finally stop trying to be your own foundation, something beautiful happens. Your soul rests, your heart heals, and your mind finally grows quiet. Your faith starts to bloom, and peace replaces the fear you once held. This peace does not come because your life suddenly became perfect. It comes because you finally recognize who has been carrying you. The journey goes on, questions remain, and challenges may not vanish instantly, but you will walk differently, knowing exactly what is beneath your feet, knowing exactly who holds you up. My child, if you remember nothing else from my words, remember this. You are deeply loved, and you are seen. You are known. You are not forgotten or abandoned. You are not walking alone, and you do not stand on shifting ground. You are standing on me, and I do not move. If these words have settled deep inside you, type, "The Lord is my rock," in the comments. Let it be your testimony. Let those words be your daily reminder and your powerful declaration of faith. If this entire message series has blessed you, strengthened your faith, or brought quiet peace into your heart, stay connected. Keep practicing these truths daily and share them with someone whose footing has been giving way. These lessons are not meant only for today. They are meant to carry you through every season ahead. Keep returning to them, standing on them, and walking in them. Remember this final truth. The world, the people, and your circumstances will change, but the rock beneath you has never moved, and it never will.